So something definitely feels off in the latest of Fairy Tail 100 Years quest. Now, honestly, and I said this kind of in the previous 2 chapter reviews or whatever, or the previous video I did about Fairy Tail 100 Years quest, but there's definitely something off. I'm starting to notice something because they're talking one big thing, and it definitely makes sense as far as like, and that's the fact that the guy that sent out this quest, you know, the 100 Years quest, the old man or whatever, right? If he's sending out this quest, you got to think, wait, so why in particular? If these dragons, because it was even explained, these dragons aren't really bothering anyone, and they don't actually even care about what's going on in the world. They just don't. It's like, who cares, whatever. They don't want involvement in anything going on or whatever. So then why must they be slayed? Now, if it was somebody like Acnologia, who he just wanted to kill humanity or whatever, then that's a different story, right? Like, yo, he must be dealt with, because if not, he's gonna deal with us. But these dragons, again, they've been explained that, like, yeah, they're as strong as Acnologia, but they just really don't care. They don't care about getting involved in the world, and they're not bothering anybody, essentially. So that's definitely something that makes me question certain aspects of things. It's like, maybe this is more so a pride thing, or maybe this guy is the true threat to begin with, and he wants to exterminate anybody that is capable of taking him down, and he feels as though if he ever tried to go on his conquest, that yeah, these dragons could take him down, because he even got a little bit, it seemed more so worried than relieved when he found out that Natsu was the one that took down Acnologia, right? He's looking at him and he keeps on, this is the last, and then he's like, oh, this is my last hope. But I'm starting to wonder if really, again, we won't find out for a while, obviously, depending on how long this manga stretches for, but maybe he's the true threat, maybe he's the true villain, or there's just something a lot more to it than meets the eye. Because again, if they're not bothering anybody, they're not threatening the world, they're not trying to destroy humanity like Acnologia, then why bother? You know what I'm saying? Leave them alone. Now, if they obviously attack, to be a different story, but maybe he just doesn't like a looming threat to the world. The fact that these dragons, as strong as Acnologia, nobody can take them out. Now, this chapter also cleared a lot of people's concerns about, like, oh my gosh, Fairy Tail 100 Years quest is already destroying everything that was set up in Fairy Tail, because obviously we knew in Fairy Tail it was set up the fact that, hey, there's, you know, one dragon, Acnologia, nobody's as strong, he's just ridiculously strong. So you come into this and it's like, what? Also the questions about guild arts, why did guild arts fight Acnologia in general if that he wasn't even a part of the quest? So there was a lot of different things that made things feel like this is all big discrepancy of like, what it's destroying everything that we knew from Fairy Tail, right? Now this one, again, it cleared some things up. For starters, the fact that these 5 dragons were a huge secret that pretty much barely anybody even from the Magic Council knew about. So it wasn't just a thing of like, hey, let's throw it together, even though obviously this is just like another spin-off of like, let's continue the Fairy Tail world or whatever. But the fact that they're clearing things up like that, it makes it so that it's not all clustered and like, really, none of these guys were mentioned before, because not many people knew. It was a really big secret that people didn't know about. And of course, if you signed this, you know, big questing like guild arts, for example, you can't exactly tell anybody about this quest because you made a pledge to not tell nobody about these 5 dragons and what's going on. And then it also cleared up the whole guild art situation. Well, if he was hunting these 5 dragons, then why did he engage with Acnologia? And it's possible that guild arts just made a mistake. He saw Acnologia and thought, well, he's probably one of these 5 dragons, not realizing that Acnologia wasn't even a part of everything. So, and it makes sense for somebody like Gildarts. Gildarts isn't the most smartest person. He sees big dragon, he sees he's a threat, we got to get rid of him. But that also makes me wonder, what happened to the other people? Now, they've been said to have been killed or whatever, the people that have went on this quest, and Gildarts was one of the only survivors. But obviously, even the fact that this guy makes it a priority that you can't tell anybody about this quest, you can't tell anyone, there's just a lot of things that is making me really, again, question his authenticity and his motives for all this. You know what I'm saying? So very, very, very skeptical about that old man that is starting this whole journey for the Fairy Tail crew or whatever. And again, it was just nice that this chapter cleared things up of guild arts and, you know, nobody knowing of these 5 dragons, because if not, honestly, it just felt like BS of like, why? You know what I'm saying? Why are we even doing this? Why was nobody notified of these people? Where were they when everything was going down in all these big battles? So good stuff there, I gotta admit. And then there was another thing that I gotta bring up. The fact that if they complete this quest, this guy will give them, he'll grant them anything they want. Very, very vague statement, right? And, you know, of course, the jokes when these like, I want boobs. Oh, I ain't gonna lie, I'll never be cool and down with that. It's just, ugh. And then, you know, Lucy with, getting a house, you should get rent for the rest of your life. So it makes me wonder if he has the power to grant somebody anything they want, right? Whatever you want. And again, it was a vague statement, like, because what about if somebody wants the earth to blow up? You know what I'm saying? Like, so very vague statement, but if he has that kind of power to give you whatever you want, why not use that same power to just make these dragons disappear? You can give people whatever they want if they want to be God, right? Like, again, that's a very blank statement of like, whatever you want. Why not use these incredible powers you have in order to vanquish these dragons? So again, more questions, like maybe he can't give them anything and he's just kind of leading them on this 100-year quest because he can't do anything for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you have that type of power to grant whatever, why not grant your own damn wish and get rid of these 5 dragons that supposedly exist? Also makes me wonder, he's been around for 100 years, and you know, in 100 years all he's managed to do is just stand around and send people off. Again, this whole video has been me with a conspiracy theorist that this guy is a true threat or there's something off, but it definitely seems like it's pointing all arrows to this is not right. And I'm glad that at the very least, okay, if this is Fairy Tail 100 Years quest and the main crew that's going on this quest are doing things, but we're cutting back to Fior and what's going on with the people over there, and you know, and the Fairy Tail Guild, that they are actually doing things. Now it seems as though from Gajil, what he heard from that girl, that, oh, you know, she mentioned somebody from Avatar's name, and now he's kind of trying to investigate a little bit. It could be something interesting. It could be more to things, and it could somehow connect. I'm hoping that it connects. It is not just like some one-off adventure that they're going on in one place and then it's totally not connected. Maybe that girl that came to the guild is somehow on a journey that is connected to this 100 Years quest, because she found out that, oh, you know, they're going on the 100-year quest. Because otherwise, if there's a connection with Avatar was really like a whole thing with Zeruf, and all of that situation has been cleared, right? We finished that in the fairy tale story. Zeruf was defeated and anything connected to him. So what real threat? I mean, unless Avatar is trying to start an uprising again, and I guess that'd be a kind of cool, like, hey, we'll have a battle, you know, in this side of things while we're going on this big journey. So I guess it's interesting to see that Gajil and them are kind of trying to figure things out. Although, to be honest with you, I don't see much of a threat there anyways, even if it is Avatar. Remember how quick we kind of dispensed of Avatar to begin with, so it's not like they're a threat to begin with. So it's like, it's interesting enough to give them something to do, but hopefully it's a lot bigger than just like an uprising of Avatar, or something really dumb of like, oh, she's just related to the girl that was captured, and maybe she's trying to break her sister free from, you know, the clutches of Fior. Maybe it's something as simple as that, which in that case, whatever. I mean, Avatar's been defeated, Zeruf is gone, so there's not really much there that can, you know, pose a big threat to the almighty Fairy Tail Guild that nobody can defeat, right? We had 2 new seemingly foes that were watching, you know, Natsu and them. One of them referred to the other person as the Lord Water God. Now, I'm wondering, because let's just say, hypothetically speaking, that these 5 dragons were actually originally dragon slayers, similar to the old guy. Maybe one of those could be one of the dragons themselves, and that they just kind of roam around in their human forms. Maybe this is all a revenge situation of like, they were all cool at one given point, they all turned into dragons, and you know, they could obviously revert back to their form, and maybe he's just trying to strike revenge against them. Maybe they're not even in their dragon form all the time at all, and they're just roaming around in their, you know, normal human looking form, and again, he's just starting some stuff. So there's a lot of questions that I have. I'm glad that is at the very least building suspense. This is the stuff that Fairy Tail normally does good. Fingers crossed when the battles come, even though there's no point in doing the fingers crossed. More than likely some dumb stuff is gonna happen. Hopefully not, but we gotta wait and see. Curious what you guys think though. Do you think my whole conspiracy that this old guy is really the one behind starting stuff to begin with, and these 5 dragons, again, if they're not bothering anybody, why attack them? Do you think there's more to it? What is your theories or predictions for what's going on here with this 100-year quest? Also, were you glad? I mean, again, I felt as though it cleared some stuff up. Obviously, it's basically trying to patch up some plot holes and things that just don't necessarily make sense, but did you feel as though it was good for the story that, okay, you know, there was a reason why nobody really knew of these 5 dragons, there was a reason why Gildarts went up against Acnologia? I felt as though maybe they saw the criticism or kind of realized like the problems we would have and try to clear clear them up as quick as possible. I think that that's what it was. And your overall thoughts again, Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest. I feel as though so far, smooth sailing for the first 3 chapters. Let's see if Hiro and the person drawing it can keep it going. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, stalk my Facebook, follow me on Twitch, and hit the bell to get all notifications. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life, boy. Bow. Have an awesome day.
We make a major move, laugh and let the haters lose. We don't give a fuck, virginity intact, clean stack. Paper rules, if you heard it, best believe that. But now it's whatever, one day I'll be your favorite, but never. No matter how you get it done.